Hello? Can y'all hear me? I have three viewers. Let's go. How are y'all doing? I'm gonna make y'all talk to me. Oh, it's zero now. Everybody left. No. Totally fine. For clarification, oh, one viewer. Hello. I'm just gonna keep talking just to make sure it's on the recording. But for this current stream, it's overlapped with Ryan's, so most of the viewers are already in that stream, and I have this going only to YouTube. Hi, Marie. Marie Salvery. Hello, hello. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hello. And pretty much there's overlap with the stream. So for the first hour, I am going to just be having less viewers just because most of them come from Twitch, but that's okay. It's recorded anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep setting up my workshop and then get it going. If there's any questions, specifically from Just Marie, ask away. Please do let me know if there's any way I can give information or anything like that. Oh, my camera's turned off. Okay, it's on. Okay, so let me give some context to who I am. I know I'm literally gonna have to reintroduce myself when like I start the Twitch stream an hour later, which seems really funny. But my name is Iro Escobar. I am a college sophomore studying computer science at UT Dallas. Right now, I am working as a MLH coach as well as a intern in New York for the World Bank of Canada. And some fun facts about me is I love Chipotle and anime. Those are like my top two things. And I'm going to be eating tacos after this workshop, which I'm super excited for. And there's a Chipotle right there, so maybe I'll change my mind. But I'm in New York. I got some tacos over here. Hopefully, they'll hit really good. And with this workshop, what the goal is going to be is okay, let me slow down. So the theme is data, and one of the issues I had was I have a lot of streams today, so I've been just like scrambling up stuff together just to make sure because I had my workshops already like a week ago, and then I realized like none of them work, and I was like I have to fix them now. And then one thing I learned is that I was going to use a Spotify API, which stands for Application Programming Interface. I was going to use it this time, and it didn't. It cost money. I didn't know that, and it just didn't work. Like it wouldn't let me access it the way I wanted. So I was like, okay, that's awesome. Let me pivot. So I immediately pivot to the next best thing I know, and I'll reveal it later. But right now, while I have some people here, I am going to be giving the link for y'all to check in. And let me go ahead and do that right now. Excuse me, I have been yawning today. But we're gonna have this here. How are the other two viewers? I don't know if Marie is still here. How are y'all doing? This is a very local stream. What time is it for y'all right now? If you don't mind me asking. To give some time myself, it is currently 2:08 p.m. Eastern time for me, and I'm running this workshop. And it's data dashboard, so usually we do two, like we do at the same time. We're streaming YouTube and Twitch at the same time, but because of the overlap, I'm only streaming YouTube. There's like it looks cleaner to me. I don't know why. I don't know. Usually Twitch always takes over, but like this little like arrow from MLH, I love that. That's awesome. That's not like there. Like usually it looks different. It looks cool to me. I like it. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and share the link. I'll pin it here. This is gonna be the link to be able to check in for the event. You can use it to get points, and also I keep looking down because like this is where my StreamYard thing is, but over here is my actual thing. So while we're here, I'll have that link up there, and then I'm just gonna lock in and turn my camera off just so I don't look too goofy. But I am going to be pretty much getting what's it called? Where is it? I'm getting here it is, my workshop. I'm getting it set up. So let me go ahead and open a new VS Code window. I have a lot of things open. Hopefully my laptop can handle all of this, y'all. If it doesn't, then womp womp. Oh, 2 p.m. We have the same time zone. Awesome. That's very nice, Mary. Also, just to clarify the thing, no, it's just something I've always done. Like, no pressure to stay. Like, this is recorded. People will check them out later, so don't feel sorry for me. I've had somebody before, like, be my one viewer for a stream and was like, "I can't leave. I don't want you to be like alone." I'm like, "No, trust me. Like, I am totally good. Just in case y'all have things come up, no sweat. Everything's gonna be recorded, especially on YouTube, especially like they pop up there. So we're gonna go over here and as we speak, I know you can't see much right now on the screen. I still have the event thing popping up, but I'm going to be pulling up the actual workshop on VS Code and then going through it over there. So let me go to MLH, and then I just changed my file route. I use AI actually to like clean up my desktop, and I had like 80 files. Oh, sorry, folders. It's now down to 9, and it looks so much cleaner. But like, it's so like I have to go through this folder and this folder, and it's just so much like so much work, but oh well. Okay, this is here. That's working. This one I don't need. Almost done, y'all. So sorry for the wait, in case any of you are. So let me see this one. And we have this. All right. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so let me start sharing my screen. Oh, yes. Oh, good thing. The good job mentioning that. Just to update this right now, I'll probably say it like 10 times throughout the stream. Also, I love the what is this called? It's like CND. I loved watching them on YouTube as a kid. Or I'm still a kid, but I loved watching them. So, um, what's it called? Oh yeah, overlap with Ryan. So he's currently doing the stream on Twitch, and Twitch does not allow you to run multiple streams on one account. So that's why we try to space it out. But there was a little bit of a mistake with overlap, which is totally fine. So I'm gonna be streaming the first hour on YouTube here, which I'm probably gonna go pretty slow because I'm assuming like usually I average about like 30 viewers. So if I get like 20 people coming in, they're gonna be like, "What the heck is happening?" Actually, that would still work. I'll just have it set up mostly. But I have this here, and then let me check. So now what we're going to do is I am literally going to use Claude to leverage it when running this project because I had a couple of issues. So it turned into an emergency presentation. Let me go ahead and start sharing my screen to show what I'm talking about. And 1 second, I'm copying one more file over. All right, this is a first attempt. So we are going to see exactly what happens. I think it's going to break, but if it does, we'll fix it, which is a-okay. So let me start sharing my screen. Share screen, and then let's do entire screen. Let's do screen one, and then that should give me an error. Oh no, it didn't. Usually it gives me an error, and then I do it again, and it works. But now if I do this, awesome. Okay, I hate that white background. I'm getting rid of that. Respectfully, of course. Oh, much cleaner on the eyes. And then I could probably just make myself go away. There we go. And then we could just make this huge. Let's clean up our VS Code a little bit. Okay, so let's give some context into what is happening. Oh, sure. I don't want to start the server yet, but okay, I've given it a workshop prompt. So let me slow down. Let me slow down. Okay, so what do we have here? What am I looking at? What is all of this workshop prompt and everything that's happening? I generated a project originally to do a dashboard on music and Spotify to be able to show like my listening and find trends and like help me actually find good songs that I wanted to listen to. And then we were gonna listen to songs, jam out. I was gonna ask y'all for artist recommendations. It was gonna be real fun, right? Well, it turns out for Spotify, at least from my experience looking into it now, I made these workshops a week ago. I didn't touch them. I was like, it'll work, right? They did not work. Turns out Spotify, like, let me bring myself back to this screen. Oh, I'm trying to reach myself. Here I am. Okay, Spotify costs $100 to use their API. I'm not paying that. That's way too expensive. So I mean, like literally 30 minutes before this, I was like just to keep it real with you, I'm not gonna lie. Like I gotta keep it honest. Like I love teaching, I love doing that. But if something doesn't work or like I want to make sure it's not something if it doesn't work and it costs way too much money, like it's not worth it. Because why would you pay that much to learn something you can do with other things? So I decided to pivot and I had a lot of options, but the option that I chose to do, which is probably already displaying on the screen, it's just a little harder to see, is a meme dashboard. So we're just gonna have some memes getting pulled and then breaking it down and then it's not going to be so technical in the sense of me breaking down every single line of code, but more looking into what it looks like, things you can do, and then working with y'all to like brainstorm new features or new ideas to add that fit the theme of Data Week, since that's the theme that we're on. Like one thing I was going to add is maybe deploy to the cloud, but that's cloud. So I was like, maybe deploy my projects later in the cloud for Cloud Week, which would be pretty cool. So we're here now. All right. I got my little rant. My stuff didn't work. That's a-okay. So now let me go to get rid of my little logo. Oh, that didn't work. Did this work? Yes, fantastic. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, wrong one. Okay, I'm back to the mouse over here. Sorry, y'all. I'm still getting used to two screens. Okay, let's make this a little shorter. Let's make this a preview so we know what we're doing. Where's the preview? Open preview. Okay, so this is gonna take a while to load, but pretty much I split this up into 20 steps, and then it's gonna advance and like explain exactly what's happening. We're gonna break down exactly what this does, and I'm gonna show the final thing real quick. It should work. If it doesn't, that means in the steps it's gonna show actually what's happening. But I pretty much run npm run dev to run the whole thing, and then if we go over here, if it returns an error, that means the project did not is not ready yet, which means it's in the steps. Yeah, failed to resolve import. That's fine. Does that mean it's gonna like is this just empty? Maybe it's not finished, but we'll see. I have the finished working version on another project. So we'll just go through these steps, understanding what's happening, and then I can still show off that final thing at the end. So okay, we got an error there. That's cool. Oh, this is my whole prompt. Awesome. Open that URL in your browser and you'll see the default We're going to replace all of this with our meme dashboard. Okay, so if I go over here, we're literally going step by step. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to break it down. So we go over here and oh, it gave an error. Oh, it's the same error. Okay, let's see if we can fix this before moving on to next steps. I'm just gonna give it to it. And if it doesn't work, then we might just go off of the first version. Yeah, I just built this, y'all. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we're gonna say this was an error. Fix it before moving on from the first step. And the cool thing about AI is I misspelled from, but it's gonna still understand it regardless. AI is a really powerful tool. Honestly, like I'm just curious if anyone wants to comment. How do you feel about Claude Code? Do you like it? Hate it? Have you never used it? Are you just trying it out? Any comments or concerns about it? I definitely would prefer, or not prefer, but I would like to like answer some questions, but also like make this a conversation. Like I want to talk to y'all and get to know y'all, if that's okay with y'all, unless you want to just leave me in silence, talking to myself. And then, oh, it's referencing files that don't exist. Oops. I guess it's connecting to the old one. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's cool. Or just because I'm assuming it's pulling from the old project, that means it's going to just be broken, which is okay. So meme dashboard, we're gonna build something awesome here. Perfect. All right. Mhm. And then Marie said, I'm thinking about trying Claude Code. I am going, matter of fact, I'm going a separate tangent. I have 2 hours, y'all. We got a lot of time. The first hour is not going to be like super crazy, but I'm just going to bring myself back up again real quick. Claude Code is fire. Like, I would 100% recommend trying it. Like, honestly, in terms of like, I'm still a college sophomore, so I don't know like what I want to do yet. Like in terms of like dream company and all that, I want to work at Anthropic, not just to like join the AI hype, just to, like they're cooking. Like their ads are good, their product is good. It's being used in my internship and like everywhere. Like if your startup isn't using Cloud Code, you're cooked. And it's just like it's so powerful in the things that it can do. And it's still like with AI plateauing, I think there's still so much opportunity in it. And when I say plateauing, it's like it, AI in itself is not actually artificial intelligence. It's like pattern recognition and then tokenization. So if they can make that faster, it'll make it better, but it's also going farther and farther away from like having something that is actually artificially intelligent on its own. This is a whole different topic. I'm gonna wait for AI week and do like a philosophy hour or something of like, what is AI really? And like break it down. But 100% recommend trying Cloud Code. I've had it build. I've probably referenced this twice already. I've had it build a expense tracker like tailored completely to me. Like every this thing only works for me because it's perfect for my situation and like my life. And then I built one where I'm very technical with things, and my mom is not an engineer, so she sometimes doesn't understand the technical stuff that I do. I just paste what I say into English, and it converts it into Spanish and clean text. I'm Hispanic, by the way, that's why, and it makes it way easier for her to understand. So, all right. So now that we're here, let me get rid of my face to stop bothering y'all with that. And now, right now, what we've done is we have made some code changes specifically to just the function app. So to break this down a little bit more, our tech stack is going to specifically be right now where we're using Node.js. That's why there's node modules. And then, Marie, you mentioned if there's a free version. There kind of it's you can get an account and it's $5 for free, like the first $5, but every charge that you do does cost money. The better option might be Gemini, but just coding with a terminal that has your like context of your files is really useful. Like Cloud Code, I pay $20 a month to get access to it and like do it. I think it's worth the money, but it's also $20 a month, so it builds up. Like you're paying 240 a year, it builds up. It's like a gym membership. You wanna do AI or do you wanna go to the gym? Honestly, like that's the real question here. But let me go ahead and give some more context to this project. We're using Node for our front end and handling that. And then our back end right now is just gonna be local and pulling from the API that we're using. And the application programming interface that we're using is called Image Flip. It is a random thing that I found with a free API, and it pretty much has old dank memes on it. So we're going to be using it to generate dank memes directly from our things instead, and then we're gonna make some funny memes together towards the end. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna be the workshop. Honestly, like I might cut it like 30 minutes early, just because it's more of a chill workshop. But I want to be able to like leave time for questions as well for anything. Like Maria, I appreciate you being so engaging with the questions over Cloud Code as well. Means a lot. So we're gonna go over here. We fixed the code over here. It just made it like it did all this stuff, but it's better to just change it to just a meme dashboard. I'm gonna say, yeah, I just hit tab for next step. And now it's gonna just tell me, I don't know what the next steps are. I really have not looked, but we're gonna learn together. So concept, choosing the right tools for data visualization. The dependencies are, yeah, so pre-installing the dependencies. So these are gonna be the things. Oh yeah, these are credentials that I made for it. I'm gonna delete it right after. I just needed something easy, and like I always make sure like for all my workshops I have my auth showing, but I'm gonna delete it right after, especially because I don't need a dank meme maker, but could be easier. But then we see over here, and we already done this step where we've run the environment and we've seen that meme dashboard where it was just a gray thing. And then just to give like understanding for everything, I'm gonna drink some water so my voice doesn't die out. We're going to have our our local host here, which is 5173. And then you might have noticed that it might have said 5174 because 5173 was being used. We were using it over here when it broke. So that's why it does that. It just takes up the next freest port that I can. And using AI, like if I just use terminal, it would break because it can't connect. But AI would be like, this one doesn't work. Let me go on to the next one and try that, which I think is pretty cool. So now we're going to go over here. And then here's what we got in our toolbox. Axios, these are going to be for making API calls to that image flip API. And then it's cleaner, and then it's just fetching. And then it has built-in error handling, which means you don't have to worry about it. And then JSON parsing. So JSON is a type of I guess data storage. It stands for like JavaScript object nodes or something like that. Matter of fact, let me Let me verify this myself. Let me let me Google what JSON stands for to not give you all false information. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation, so not nodes. I apologize. Notation. Okay, so it's just the way that's being stored where objects can be actually stored and used. And then we're using recharts for beautiful data charts, bar charts, pie charts, and more. I've already seen the end product, and I'm not gonna lie, it adds some color, so I'm not gonna complain. It's pretty good. It works with React. Lucid React is for crisp, consistent icons at the dashboard. This is being used primarily because AI loves Lucid. Like they're hand in hand. They love working together, especially with the way AI creates its front end components. Let me slow down. I'm talking way too fast. Okay. Next we have Tailwind CSS, which it works with Vite together. Tailwind, what it is it's pretty much a inline CSS, and CSS stands for cascading style sheets. So if we look over here at our project files, we're going to see we have an index.html and index.css. Them having the same name but different, like the dot after their different values, is that they work together in the sense that cascading style sheets is going to be the thing that colors and adds like cool things to it to make it look visually appealing, while HTML is going to be the formatter and the structure of the project. So it looks a lot better. When I say looks a lot better, they're both to make it look better, but HTML is more structure, CSS is more like how it actually looks. Like it's a style, perfect style sheets. That's why it says style. And Tailwind is, and usually you have to like write your own entire file for this. Usually now, if we look over here, yeah, this is an actual CSS style sheet. Let me see something. Nothing in assets. Nothing. These are gonna be all our node modules. Usually, another thing is you want these to be in the git ignore. And then just to talk a little more about just coding concepts in general and doing all of that, just so we can take our time here. When working on a repo on your own like this locally, if you're gonna ever bring somebody in to work with or like running a workshop like this, so let's say I want to push this code to eventually be used by other people, then what you need to do is make sure you have the .git ignore, which pretty much what it does is when you commit stuff or push it or add it onto files for a history, you're going to use Git. So the Git ignore is everything that's in here. It's not going to get pushed to a cloud repository. And that's really useful because if you have like essentially like information connected to your credit card, like an API key, you don't want that to get exposed because there's people that build like trackers on GitHub that explore repos, and if they find an API key, they burn through it to like save like they'll plug it into their project or something, which is really unethical, but there's people that do it. That's why you don't want your API key to get exposed, especially with stuff like cloud, because it can get really expensive really fast. So with that, we're going to have this .git ignore, and we have node modules in there. Another thing is to not push, like, look how many files are here for our entire project, and look how many are node module. And I could just keep going. Like, this thing is packed full of information. And then Vite is going to be for the way that we're displaying this. There's a lot of different options, but we don't have to worry about any of these. They're too complex to actually get anything out of it. But I just wanted to specifically show the bin thing and what that is. Bin is, it's not like a trash can. A lot of people think that, but it's not. It's instead binary. So when running a binary file, it makes it way easier for the computer to actually read. So if you give a computer access to these files, you can actually run the code that's implemented with it. All right, a lot of information there that I just gave. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Please feel free to like spam me with questions, and I'll do my best to answer them while going through this workshop. But also, this is the build. It's not going to show because it's a binary file. We can't just. There's no point in seeing zeros and ones, so it's not even going to visualize it. Whew, talking too fast. Talking too fast. All right, I'll literally just keep hitting tab here. So let me make sure I covered everything. These are industry standard tools. That is true because Tailwind is, Lucid is. These two definitely get used in industry, but I don't like not for like major things. Like they're made to help, but not like they're not focused on. Like knowing Tailwind is really good for front end, and then Lucid React is pretty good for the components. So now we're gonna go to the next step, and we're gonna see what it does. And selected one line from the git ignore in VS Code. And then now we're on step 3, which is configure Vite and Tailwind. So it's actually going to go ahead and make this edit. Okay, so what are we doing here? We're adding plugins, so we're actually allowing Tailwind CSS to be used. So we have to import it from its actual class. And then, yes, I'm gonna allow it to do that. Oh, what I do? Oh, it's just gonna take a little bit. One thing, y'all, I am on what's it called? Apartment Wi-Fi. It is not the best, so bear with me, and hopefully it all works. And we're gonna get some errors writing file. It might just be permission issues. If so, that's totally fine. We can just give it permission, and then yeah, we need to read the files first. Duh, that makes sense. AI can be a little silly, y'all. That's why also I want to advocate for saying like it's a really useful tool. So what are we doing here? We have import, and we're giving two colors to it instead. So this is for the CSS. Yeah. So I was gonna say when I went over here, I'm like, okay, this is an actual cascading style sheet. Usually in CSS, you still need this file because it just works for Vite. But all you need to do is import Tailwind, and in their side, it does everything for you in terms of like letting you leverage the tool. So we're just gonna let it do this, and then we're gonna see that it's gonna pre-connect to some fonts. So we're gonna see some fonts from Google, GStatic, and then just a bit more fonts just with weights and stuff being defined. And this is a bunch of technical jargon to say that this is stuff you copy and paste. You don't actually care about what's being displayed there because you can copy and paste fonts. Like the if you want a font and you go to the font website like Google Fonts, they'll give you the exact link that you need. So I might need a reminder if somebody's still here in 30 minutes that I need to connect the stream to Twitch to make sure that it displays. Okay. So here's what we just did across three files. We added the Tailwind CSS plugin. So yeah, we did that. And then we converted index.css to be default v styles of Tailwind CSS. So we're making sure the project knows that that's what it needs to use. And then in this.tml, index.html, we loaded those files specifically, and then it's to just make it look a little cleaner. We want it to look clean. These aren't necessary steps, but they could still be useful in terms of just making it look more visually appealing. So, sorry, a little bit of dust on my keyboard. All right, so we're gonna go over here, and this is where we're going to see in our .env, it is going to be specifically adding these two, which are going to be environment variables. And they're going to be my username and password to give authentication to the project. And I actually don't know where it's stored, but I just know it's there. It's gotta be, oh, here it is. I'm blind. env. So it's just making a .env so that when the project is run on the server, which is a development one because we're not actually deploying this, it is going to have access to this .env. And then again, we don't want to push these keys because if I actually expose my information, that would be really bad. So we want to make sure that we put this in the .getignore. So yes, I want to make this edit to the getignore. Wow, this is very thorough. I'm really enjoying this. Like it shows it so clean and then good. So we're seeing that it adds these things. This asterisk is a star to pretty much define everything. So everything dot local. If you put dot local, that means it's like specific to that environment. So it won't push it and it'll keep it just to your files, which I think is super useful. And then what we're gonna have is the .env contains image flip. So we've added our username and password. And then the V thing is so you can see it on the front end, but can't do anything with it. V is like the thing that goes in front of it is just so it works with the platform and also leverages it because it has useful tools. I remember the exact ones off the top of my head, but I heard they're pretty good. It's like there's a reason people use it a lot. Just gonna get some water, y'all. One moment. All right, we got some water. My throat's getting a little sore, so I might take a quick medicine. All right. What do we have here? What do we have here? We've added to the getignore env, and if you're following along, create your own free account for image flip. So we'll go ahead and I'll emphasize here that I'm going to be pushing all of these repositories. I just realized, why is this here? There it is. It's gone. I'm going to be cleaning up all of these when I have a little bit more time, and then just pushing them onto a GitHub repo for my name. And yeah, it'll be all on there. I'll put in my name towards the end, so if you ever look back on this video, you can just see me there. Or I'll just show it real quick. It doesn't hurt to show it a couple times. Oops. Don't look at that. Let me pull it over here. This is way too much effort. I'll do it later. Okay, next step. Because I just realized we have an hour and a half, and I have 17 steps left, so I might need to pick up the pace. All right, create types directory. Yes, please. But yeah, I was missing a lot of code. That's awesome. That's good to know. If it was all done and then it didn't work, that would have been really bad. Edit memes.ts. So we're pretty much adding the meme template with ID, with height, box count, edit interface. So being able to just do this on our own platform. So we see that we're exporting the interface. So all of this is in TypeScript. And the thing about TypeScript is it's a superset of JavaScript. I think it's really useful just because it adds that type variable and then it doesn't force you to use any, so you can be more constrictive. So I'll say yes. And then I'll let it catapulting. What is it catapulting? So it's writing these 51 lines to memes.typescript, which is going to be leveraged when we want to actually generate a meme on the dashboard. So you can use this to make dank memes. I don't even know what dank means. I just know like, see what I did there? Dank means like MEANS. And then again, just to plug it one more time. I don't know why I keep yawning so much. On my last stream, somebody said I yawned a lot. I was like, I don't know why. I'm just yawning. But this is gonna be the link again for the specific event if you want to check it out. So feel free to come look at it. And then what we're going to do now is see what just happened. So we made a meme template. That's exactly what ImageFlow API returns. So that means we're able to have it connected locally by using the way that they organize it. Also, if y'all hear honking, I apologize. There is a lot of honking happening outside of my room. So next, we're going to have the generated meme. Tracks memes we create during the session, includes which template was used and what text we added. Okay, so this is going to be the part where we're actually getting to the data. So we're creating these things to be able to be tracked later. And then meme stats. The aggregate statistics our dashboard will compute. Averages, totals, most used, biggest, smallest. So what these are probably just going to be the statistics functions that display. Let me see if it's even here actually. Source. Assets. Where is it? Types, memes. Might just add it all here. Oh yeah, it did, huh? That's fine. So with that, what's it called? These are being worked on just pretty much like when working with data, you want to be able to manipulate it because you could have like an example at my job. There is a database with over like 1,000 different tables, and then there's each of those tables there's thousands of columns, and then in that there's millions of rows, which is just petabytes of data, and petabytes are above terabytes, just in case anybody didn't know. So like imagine just the amount of words and information that's on there, and you want to be able to analyze that because there's definitely a lot of good insights there that would be really useful, especially for someone working with data, matching the theme. And then going back to our meme maker instead of a huge database, we're gonna have the key idea is to define your data before you code, 100%. When you know the shape of your data, everything else, API calls, state, and management charts, it becomes much easier to build, which is facts. And we can see this is super easy since I'm not doing anything. And now what we're gonna do is we're going to create the lib directory. So we're going to say yes. And then this is pretty much gonna be, I'll just let it make the file before I explain. Discombobulating. I love the way Claude does that. It just says random stuff. So, yep, this is going to be the part where it's starting to commit the actual API that it's going to use, and then it's going to start creating the async functions that it can leverage. So we're going to have generate meme, we're going to have get meme templates, and these are going to be the part where we're actually getting the information from the API, which is that external website, and then referencing it in our code. So we're just gonna let it write these things. It's just going all that. And then definitely like this is something that y'all will be able to leverage when I push these repos up. So yeah, two API functions we can use now, which is pretty cool. They're the get meme templates, generate meme. So yeah, there's a get and a post. So they're not too technical. They're just gonna be like there's multiple ways to get data. There's like a REST API, but there's just like when you're working with code, you always need your getters and setters functions. We have a get function here, and then a set like a generate meme is when you're setting technically. moving on to next step. And then while this is generating, I'm gonna take a quick water break. How do I go back? Okay, bear back. Hello, hello. Sorry about the wait. All right, I got some good water. I'm ready to go. And now, oh, I probably should have let this run, huh? Okay, so we're gonna make a directory, and it's gonna be called source in the context folder. It's nice to slow down like this. For the three viewers, y'all have a favorite artist or song, music-wise? I'm a little sad that I couldn't do the music one. I really love music, so I'm one of the people I'll say like I listen to everything. So is there any music that y'all like? A specific artist? Maybe I'll know them. Sing their favorite song. Save file to continue. Do you want to make this edit to meme context? Yes. So with the context, we're giving all of these, and then we're using use state. So we're gonna start leaving these states that can actually be used in a project, and then creating context, and then all of our use states where it's usually set to true or false, and then we can change that depending on what we're doing in the dashboard. Oh, I almost just dropped my laptop. That would have been really bad. Although I don't know if y'all can hear that, but there's a music playing in the back, and I love that. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Here's what's happening in this file. The interface defines everything our context provides. As facts, any component can access templates, search to generate memes. Should probably be highlighting what I'm reading. And then now the meme provider wraps the entire app and holds all the states. So yeah, that's where we define all our states. So there's use state, use effect. These are things that you can do inside of React. And what it pretty much does is you can have things automatically happen depending on the state of the project. And what use effects does is I don't recommend it too much, but it like refreshes your entire project when you run it. So if you have too many, it's not good. And AI loves to use effects. So that's another thing to say like, yeah, he's not there yet to like taking jobs in my opinion. Like just to give like a random tangent. I know that like let's give an example. Amazon laid off like 16,000 people and like I hope they all like get jobs because you need jobs to work. But um Amazon's gonna hire them like not all of them, but like they're gonna hire the same amount back when they realize that like they need developers to keep things moving. And it wasn't all developers, there was a lot of different positions, but developers like who's gonna build out the AI, who's gonna add the infrastructure, the flow, all of that. Like as a platform specifically focusing on like technical things and the hacker community, I want to make sure that like throughout everything I'm explaining that it's not like super needed for all of that. So with this, we'll go ahead and see the next step. And we'll see that we created there's I think we already read this actually. No, we have not. We've create memes, use memes, and then yeah, it's more use effect stuff. So we're creating the actual functions that are going to be used. Next step, and tell me what step I'm on. All right, let's see. Let's see what it will do. Hopefully, it doesn't break because it's been cooking right now. Create layout component. All right, so laying out what's actually going to be displayed on the screen. So this is going to be, my assumption is way more TypeScript stuff, especially as components, because TypeScript makes it executable. So was I right or was I wrong? I was right. Awesome. So yeah, this is going to be just a bunch of code to make it look pretty. Like all these class names, this is the CSS part. Oh yeah, Mary, I love the music. It's so nice. So looking over here, these are going to be the actual Tailwind CSS properties. And we'll see that they're inline in the sense that when you open a header, you can customize it as much as you want. So we're going to make the background black and divide its transparency by 50. The backdrop is going to be blur, large. There's going to be a border, and it's going to be bold. Like these are, like you say, you can read it a little bit, but like it gets a little complicated the more you go. And I think that's pretty cool. So now we're just gonna, yeah, we're gonna make the header. It's just gonna start generating all these. Do you want to make this edit? Yes. And I know like some of you might look and be like, why isn't he saying yes, allow all edits because we're doing so many edits? I'm letting me manually approve each one just so we can literally break it down step by step. And then there's no visibility since you haven't wired them yet, but that's coming in a few steps. Awesome, awesome. So two components here. So I just realized this thing didn't tell me what step we're on. Oh, step eight. Step eight, build. Okay, so we're on step eight of step. There's 20 steps total. Okay, good timing, good timing. All right. So with this, we're going to go ahead and read. So header.tsx, a sticky header with a glass effect. Pretty cool. And then it's going to add the black drop plus that. It pulls data straight from our context with the use memes to show meme count and fresh refresh. So this is the part where we're leveraging data and having it actually display. Because the goal is it's going to be just a bunch of numbers and text values, but you want to actually get something out of it. Like the sum functions, the count functions in SQL, you want all of those to be leveraged. So when looking over here, we're going to see the refresh icon spins. And then oh, this is really cool. Like I'm just reading. Like this is so cool. I know y'all can see it too. Let me know if it's a little too dark. Not dark, but just make it better. Oh, that's super. Let me know if this is good or you want me to zoom in more. Because the zoom in will be fine as long as I adjusted everything else. All right, next step. Step 9. Well, I hope it adds a different word every time. I haven't seen brewing before. Step 9. Build the meme card component. Okay, sweet. Let's actually have some memes in there that we can see. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. All right. Yes, I want to make this change. Also, I might pause on it. There is a cop blasting his siren outside. I wonder why. But in New York, it's pretty sunny right now. This is nice. Usually it's like dark and rainy, and I love that. But also, I love the sun. I'm from Texas. So now, a few things to notice about this component. Loading equals lazy on the image. The browser only loads the image as they scroll into view. With 100 templates, this is crucial for performance. That makes a lot of sense. Without it, the page is trying to download all 100 images at once. Yeah, that's pretty bad. And then we have the group hover scale, Tailwind's group pattern. When you hover anywhere on the card, the group, the image inside scales up. Dang, that's pretty cool. Makes the UI feel alive. I agree with that. And then rank badge, an optional numbered badge in the top left corner showing the template's popularity rank. Yeah, because we want to use the most, like if this could be leveraged where like if somebody really built it out and like went crazy with it, then they would be able to like build out their application to a point where they can leverage it and like pull data from like these are the best TikTok memes. So I'm gonna make videos on these TikTok memes, and then because they're popular, they'll get popular, and then you can get famous off of that. I'm not gonna try it out because frankly, I've tried making videos. They're on YouTube and everything, but I'm very cringe. So I've gotten a lot of hate. Not like bad hate, but just like stuff I just don't want to worry about right now. But so now next step is building the meme grid with search. So you can actually search stuff and then filtering data in real time sounds awesome. This component displays all meme templates in a searchable, scrollable grid. Every keystroke instantly filters the results. No search button needed. Fire. This is going to be just another part of like focusing. I really wanted to like have it break down the data components. So this is a really cool feature. Honestly, it's like way too like the 51 lines that it uses added on, excuse me, they're like super cool in the sense of what it's doing. There we go. I wanted to wait for the actual component to come. So you have real-time search. The input is controlled component tied to search query in our context. When you type set search query fires, which updates filtered templates. The dot filter function and the dot includes function we wrote in the context way before. And then React re-renders. So when it says re-renders, that's going to be that use effect component. And then the grid instantly, no debounce needed for 100 items. Pretty cool. So then we're gonna have three states of the actual user interface. So we're gonna have the loading portion, which is the spinner, empty results, which is just the icon of message, and then the actual grid of cards. And we want to always make sure we handle these states in any data-driven component. Awesome, awesome. All right. So next we're gonna have that the rank disappears during search. I guess that's not a bad thing since we just want to be able to focus on it. And the scrollable grid is pretty important for 100 memes. You don't want it to not be scrollable. So we'll just the next step. It's 20 total, so we might start getting to a point where we're just gonna start making some memes. Bum, 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 bum. And then I'll probably just leave space for like Q&A and seeing if they want to like make some memes, which will be a lot of it. But I see we're gonna reach an hour in about 10 minutes, so then I can add people in. Just gonna give it some time. And now we're gonna say, do you want to make the edit this app? Yes. I'm just gonna wait for the thing at the end to tell me. Oh my goodness. Sleepy. All right, there we go. Already gone. Good. Now check your browser. You should see a sticky header. Search for grid. Notice the architecture app wraps everything in meme provider. Okay, so we're at a point where we can actually run this. Let's see what it looks like. Please open on the screen and not somewhere random. Is it gonna work? There we go. All right, so we're actually opening it here locally. And then if everything works, I'm assuming we're gonna get an error, but we'll see. Boom, 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 boom. This is taking a while to load. Oh, looks like it's done loading. Apologies again. I am going off of the Wi-Fi here, which is being used by a lot of other people, so the bandwidth might not be as strong right now. Let's try it again and see what it does if I run it one more time. All right, a blank screen. I think it's probably requesting or something. Engine braking. Hey, look, we can learn how to debug right here. Oh, I'm surprised it's not letting me inspect. Let me pull it to my other screen and see if it'll let me inspect it. Yep, so we have some syntax errors and that a file is not found when I run it. I found it on the other screen using inspect, so I'm just gonna give it to it and say like, hey, this was the error on this step. Can you fix it so I can show the stream the current progress? Let's see if it's able to do it. So yeah, one thing, let's see if I can bring it over here. Awesome, it's not gonna let me. Okay, that's cool. But pretty much, I just I hit inspect element on the actual file inside of a web browser, and it allowed me to see what was actually happening. Also, if anyone needs the check-in link again, let me know so you can get the points. I just want to make sure y'all can get that. So it found the file to fix. Fight hot module reload cache issue. Holy buzzwords. Dev servers back up. Okay, let's check it out now. Let's see if it works as intended. And then we get to see our current progress. Maybe we can make a meme right now. Hmm. Still not working. Still not working. Analyze the project. If you can't fix it here, and we'll just move on to the next step because at the end of the day, I have the working version on a different repository. I can just show what the goal was because, as everybody does know, which I'm assuming is that when doing a real life demo, things always love to go wrong. But when you do it on your own and you run it like 5 times, it works perfectly every time. That's just the life of real time presenting. Import issue, that makes sense. And then it looks like it is about 2:56, so I'll probably open up the stream to Twitch to bring in more viewers starting in about 5 minutes. I just want to make sure in case Ryan's still running his Twitch thing that I don't interrupt. Since he was ahead of me by an hour. Can I let this code run right now? Start the Beat server, yes please. All right, so hopefully this works now. Let's see. So we got the syntax error. Let's see if it's able to fix it. If not, A-okay. There we go. Whoa! Oh my gosh! Like, they're huge. Yeah, this is 100 memes that's like downloading as you go. Because if I go too fast, you see how they don't fully download yet? This is the 100th meme. Bugs Bunny. Can I show this? When I'm in a blank in competition and my opponent is blank. Okay, I'm seeing the templates here. The scroll of truth. And then we can type something here. What? 0 memes created? Wait, this is pretty cool. Generalize, yeah, so we just have the meme template here. So let's do, like, if I do that comment, I'm not. Okay, well, we see it pops up on every single one. So let's do, if I do B, U, and I do F, it gets rid of 2 buttons. But if I do T, it gets rid of. What the heck are these names? George, okay, that's not funny. Some of these are funny, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. That is not funny. Let's get rid of that. But yeah, we got it up. So let's just go ahead and ignore some of those memes, and then let's just go to the next step. Now we're on a working version. So that's not the end game because right now we have that real time updating is really cool. Like that's something that you definitely like want to look into more and figure out. The the 100 memes loading was also something that was coded up, but I know there's more in terms of like since it's data week, we want to focus on actual data. There is bars and bar charts and graphs that we want to show off. So I'll wait for this thing to get to that point pretty much. Step 12. Build the meme generator. Yes. Also, Marie, I appreciate your consistency. I appreciate you being here. It means a lot. I just hope you're checked in. how how is Claude doing this session? What should I say? Should I say 1 bad because it's made 2 mistakes? We did mistakes with how I just set it up. Let's do let's do one and see if it improves. Okay, here's what makes the component interesting. Yes, okay, fantastic, Mary. All right. Dynamic. So dynamic inputs allows for scaling and stuff, but that's a whole different topic. The use effect watches selected template and creates an array of empty strings. Okay, okay. I see what it's doing. It's cooking up. It's pretty cool for everything that it's doing here. This won't be visible yet. We wired into the app the deck. Yep. Awesome, awesome. Press enter in any text field to generate instantly on key down handler. So it looks like I'm about to see if I can connect this stream up. Let's see if it's possible. If I go over here, because then I can take up some time just just presenting it to the people over here. It changes. All right. I am live, so maybe. Oh, did I just steal Ryan's thing? I'm gonna feel so bad. I really hope not. Okay, sweet. Wait, Ryan, if you see this, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to steal if you weren't done. That's apologies. I should have checked. Matter of fact, let me just not remove. Just in case he's still doing it. I should have waited way longer. Oops. Okay, back to YouTube. Pretty much what just happened was I ran the stream for Twitch as well, and then I got like 22 viewers for a second. So that means I might have stolen his viewers for half a second, which means if I did, I'd feel really bad. So what I'm pretty much gonna do is just pull up Twitch on my phone real quick, just to make sure that if he's on there, I don't steal his. Oh, hey Ryan. I don't know. Let me. I'm so sorry. If you can hear me, I'm so sorry if I like. I should have checked. I'm so sorry if I took the views. I can't hear you, by the way. Maybe. Am I supposed to? Let me get off the stage real quick. One moment, yeah. Oh wait.
Wait, let me
Hey
hop on
Ryan.
the stage. Hey, um,
Hello. How are you?
I pardon the interruption. Um, I, yeah, so basically what happened was, we got double booked. It's not your fault. I'm just here to help make sure that, or to let you know that we can stream to Twitch again.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I just wanted to
Yeah.
ask. I hit the button like right when I hit an hour or something, just because I was still opening up Twitch on my phone and it didn't work. So am I good to
Mhm.
like I can just add it on top, right? Right?
Yeah, yeah, you should be able to just add it on top.
Okay, got it. Because I saw it like change the numbers, and when I saw the number, I think it added like 22. I was like, oh my gosh, I felt so bad. I was like, wait, what if he's still doing like finishing something up? No.
Yeah, no, it was really, so yeah, the stream went on for another hour. Yeah. We can
Oh, it's
debrief
totally
after this.
cool.
I don't want to interrupt your stream anymore.
Oh,
But
you're
yeah.
good. I'm running. I'm on like a step thing where we're on step 13 out of 20, where
Oh,
I was gonna use the Spotify thing like for
mhm.
my dashboard, but it costs $100, so I pivoted to memes. So I decided, yeah, we switched it last second. We switched it last second.
Oh yeah. No, Spotify is their API can be expensive. It's a bummer.
Thought it was
But yeah.
free. That's what I'm saying. I really want to do music. Like, I was gonna
They
make
always have
songs
a
with people, but
limit.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ugh, they're not generous. But all right, I won't take up too much of your time. You take your break. You enjoy it, and
Yes,
yeah.
happy to yeah. All right. Good
No
luck at
worries,
the
no
rest of the
worries, no
stream.
worries at all. Yeah,
Bye.
be safe. Bye. We had a coach plug in. That was awesome. All right, that's never happened before. That's pretty cool. All right, so now I'm technically streaming to Twitch. I don't know if that's gonna increase viewers or anything. Right now it says 6. Is there any people from Twitch? Can I get one Twitch confirmation if possible? And while it's happening, I'm gonna get rid of this QR code, which is not mine. Lol. Oh, viewers are. Oh, we're at 8. Okay, okay, building up. Marie, we're gonna have some friends join. That's awesome. Oh yeah, we have 2 viewers from Twitch. Who are the viewers? I can check now. Let me know. I want to see if y'all are here. Because then I forgot what I need to do is pull up the actual event thing. Marie's so nice. Here's the actual link. Quackers, good to see you. Yes, I am live on Twitch. Fantastic. We had that bit of an overlap. I don't know if Ryan said it in his stream, but yeah, just gonna spend some time to clarify that out. And then once, like, if a Twitch streamers builds up to a point, then I'll go ahead and like break up what I'm doing. But pretty much, there's 20 steps total. I'm making a meme dashboard. We've just shown like a basic version of it, and we're adding it in. Oh, count me in. Let's go. All right. So there's going to be this link up here. I recommend checking in so you can get the points. It's definitely valuable while there's still time left. And while this is happening, I'm going to let the next step run on Claude. And to give some more context, I was going to do this by hand, but I broke it up into Claude instead just because it was way easier in terms of what's it called, immediately like pivoting 20 minutes before, because my project decided to tell me that the API that I want costs $100 and I don't want to pay $100. So I decided, hey, why don't I instead pivot to memes? All right. So now we have the meme generator. So right now what we were on is we built the what's it called? I'm blanking. What do we just make? We had 100 memes, like the top 100 memes in a search format where you're able to query the database, or sorry, not database, query the API. When you type in a letter, it use effects and uploads based off of the name. So that was basically a bunch of buzzwords for when you search up a specific meme, it'll pop up that meme instantly and like real time update, which I think is super cool. But now the CSS does heavy lifting. So if we go over here, and then we open up localhost again. We should get an update, or we get an error. One of the two. Oh, so now we have this. This is funny. Oh, maybe we'll make a meme with this one. Can I click it? Oh, you can. Okay, let's do something. I'm gonna type 123 to see where the memes are being put. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so let's see if this actually works when I do it. Okay, what would be a good meme for this? This is the part I wanted to get to, where like I'm actually talking. So I need y'all to help me. So what would be a good example of this meme? Oh wait, I know. I am once. Let me just do 1, 2, just to see real quick where it is. Finishing out a workshop. I am once again asking for the audience's help. Please. Does this work? I am once again asking for the audience's help, please. I'm just gonna have fun with this. This is gonna be great. But we're definitely not done. We have these memes to go. Maybe we'll do one more meme. Does anyone want to type a random number and we'll make an MLH meme based off of that? You mean first person to type a random, it has to be between 1 and 100. Let's see. First number to come in. The first one that I see. 5. All right, 5. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's define. I'm just doing this just so it's easier to see. We have 1, 2. So draw 25 or okay. So let's do all I can think about is this workshop is like it's like hand code the workshop, or like use cloud to do all the work. Like we generate this meme. See this very fast update. I might actually use this so much because you can really download this. I'm gonna use this to make fun of people. Not in a mean way, but definitely like I could totally use this to somebody. Change my mind. Does it come with like okay, so this one's 2, this one's 3, this one's also 3, 2, 2, 2, three. Okay, so they're very different. A trade offer. Okay, this is awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is really cool. Okay, next step. Let's see what we're getting. Mm, mm. I'm loving the music that's playing right now. Yes, create the dashboard. I don't know why I'm yelling so much. Create the dashboard components directory. Yes, the stats card. Most definitely. Because then we can start making memes and actually tracking the data from it of like top memes and such. All right. So what happened? We created an icon where we destructure the icon prompt and rename it to icon, capital I. So then it can be used in a JavaScript component. Okay, that makes sense because of capitalization stuff. Then we have a lucid icon, which ensures only valid lucid icons can be passed. Try passing a string, TypeScript will yell at you. That's so funny. And then now we're gonna add trick, which is appending 20 to the hex code, gives it 12% opacity. So I guess this is gonna be for the column. So all right, yes, I'm ready for the next step. So it's just building stuff for it. And then let me take this. If y'all still want to check in, do let me know. I can just low-key probably paste the link. I cannot. Do I still have it saved? I do not. Okay, so the meme, sorry, the meme, of course I'm gonna say that now. The specific thing that was there was for the check-in. So before I forget, we're gonna create a utilities directory. And there's a lot of acronyms for this. Like instead of utilities, it says utils, but it's good to know what they actually mean. Like bin, a lot of people think trash can and delete it. No, it's binary. Very important thing to know. Mhm. I'm just letting it load. It's whirlpooling. Whoa, here's all the code. Do you want to make this edit to meme analysis TypeScript? Yes, because it's going to add the box colors and then it's going to create these functions for the actual calculating, which is that in turn, like the data manipulation that we can leverage. Let's let it run. Nope. Okay, I thought I broke it. So probably end this stream around 20 minutes, just because we're about to reach the end, and I'm going to leave time for questions, of course. It's just a very simple workshop. They don't need to extend it if it's not going to give like valuable information. So we go over here where we're going to calculate the meme stats, and then group templates, and then analyze dimensions, get top templates, analyze name lengths, and then analyze pixel areas. So also I just want to make sure like I would love for this to get to 2 hours, so please do let me know if there's any questions, even about if there's anything relating to CS or anything that you're curious or want to talk about with me. I would love to discuss. So with this, we're gonna go ahead and then we're having all these functions being created, and they're named very well where we can see what it does. We're calculating the statistics of the meme. We're analyzing box counts and we have a analyze dimensions, get top templates. We have a lot of really good stuff over here. And then I can literally go over here, get a meme, but I'll close it. So analyze name links, analyze pixel areas, pretty good. So I'll just go ahead and go to the next step because right now we're just getting the nitty and gritty of making all the functions that'll actually show up in the stuff. So then I'll go ahead and do the creation of the charts component. So the directory here that we're making is going to actually store our charts in their format so that we can see what's actually happening. Wait, what? That is going to be... Okay. So now we're going to say yes. I'm very excited to get towards the end of this because then we'll be able to actually see the memes. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, the viewers jumped a little bit. Hello, hello. Any new people? Anyone that wants the check-in link to get the points for MLH? Definitely do let me know. So here's what makes this art work. artwork, chart work. Sorry about that. So we're gonna have the layout be vertical, and it's gonna flip the chart horizontal. So meme names on the left bars extend right. So yeah, it's just literally defining out how the charts are gonna work, and then adding radiuses and stuff. And it's very technical in the sense that you don't have to worry about these exact things. You can leverage AI, but the goal is to make sure that it's doing exactly what you want. So the data manipulation that you need. So let's see, it's gonna tell me what step it's on. Step 17. So we're gonna go ahead and just let it run to the 20 steps. And then we're gonna show the entire interface and then like leverage the things and probably make some memes towards the end. Do you want to edit this box count? Yes, I do. I would love to edit the box count. Can I get a time zone check? What time is it for everybody? It's about to be it's about 3:15 for me. Isn't it? Is it the same time for everybody else? I know Marie has the same time as me. While we load up this dimensions chart. All right, so now we have the box count, which is going to be the box count chart, which is going to be the donut slash pie. Oh, 2:15 must be nice. That is the Texas time zone. I miss that time zone very much. I'm still not fully adjusted. I'm always like, hey, it feels like 1, and then I check and it's like 4, and I'm like, it's not even like exact time zone. Like I wish it was like an hour, but no, it's just time goes by so fast in New York. But we're going to see the box count chart, the dimensions chart, the vertical bar. Both charts have custom tooltips. And then, yes, let's just go ahead and get to the next step. I believe there's 20 total. So that means that it's going to be pretty easy to go through. Namely, linked chart. Oh, I arrived in New York. Thank you for asking the question. I arrived in New York in about January 5th. And it was for my internship. It's at the Royal Bank of Canada. It's 4 months long, so I'm gonna be here until April 30th. And yeah, I've genuinely had a great time over here. I'm gonna get tacos probably later, so I'm super excited to get to go try them. There's a place called like Los Tacos Number One. Supposedly they're the best, so hopefully I really enjoy it. And yeah, I'll probably update my next workshop being like those tacos were bomb. So looking at this data from multiple angles, we get to see that there's different sizes. So there's short, medium, long, very long. So it's just defining components and being able to split them up in ways that you can analyze, like example, the names and how long their chars are. And then pixel area chart, group templates by total pixel area. So like their actual size needed to display. So what step was this actually? 18. Okay, let's just get these last 2 steps out of the way. I don't know what I just did, but my my thing is freezing. I need this to go away. Why is Discord like stuck like that? Okay. Yes, I'm ready for the next step. What is happening? Sorry, y'all. I might be experiencing some technical difficulties. Composing a data dashboard from individual widgets. This is where everything comes together. Stats card, charts, and gallery all in one view. 100%. So it's building it. Oh, nice. This is the part where it's bringing it all together. Awesome. So it's actually going to put it all in one script to be referenced. That's very nice. Sorry, not one script. I keep saying script because I've been coding in Python for my job for a while, but it's in reality it's just functional coding. It's object oriented because we're making components. All right. Yes. Next step. Also, I see that I've used 92% of my context window. Let's see what that looks like when, like, if I run out of context, then I'll just start hand coding it low key. I just want to make sure that I can see my limits because one thing I'll say, with the Cloud Pro account, they gave $50 for free for the month of February just because they released a new model. And yeah, I'm at 93%. It resets at 3 p.m. No, that's this. It resets at an hour 40. That is perfect. That means I'll have the whole context window again. Awesome. I don't want to use my $50 free yet, but I would have gladly done it because it was, again, completely free. Yeah, we added all the dashboard, we added the app, and the project is complete. Hopefully this one shots it and it just makes it look like really nice. If not, then I'll just go ahead and show the working version on the other platform. All right, type check the full project. Yes, I'm okay with that. Make sure everything actually follows the guidelines. Or not. There we go. Now it's elucidating, whatever that means. Actually gonna search up what that means while this goes up. What does elucidating mean? Make something clear, explain. Oh, nice. Okay, their words are pretty cool. All right, that's the complete meme dashboard. So now we're gonna refresh this and we'll see 4 stats cards, templates, memes, a random meme template button, 5 visualization charts, top 10 ranking. You know what? Let me start reading. Let me go ahead and dive into this. Also, any questions so far? It doesn't have to be relating to this specifically, like even just like on your days or anything. I'm curious to answer some questions before I go ahead and go. So we're gonna let this load, and if it doesn't load, then I'm going to have to do. All right, awesome. It's not working. Just what you want to see. Oh, it did work. Oh, this is beautiful. One moment, let me bring this over to. Let me bring this over here. Can y'all see this? I hope you can see this. Let me make sure you can actually see it. There we go. I figured out how to get it over here. There we go. Looking snazzy. Let me bring the whole thing in view. All right. So now we have 100 templates, which we can probably add more, but I'm assuming the API is not going to be happy with that. We have memes created, 0 in this session, and the average dimension of all of these. So we can probably define those later, but the common layout is 2 boxes. And yeah, thank you, Marie. I'm very proud of this. It looks pretty well. And then let me just confirm something. And then now, if we go over here, we can our top 10 meme templates based off of their data. Oh, this is huge. And it even shows their sizes and it's updating of the data so we can see the size. This is clean. It's like a staircase. This is nice. And then the text box distribution compared to there's some 5 box ones. Really? I wish I could see which one. There's 2 templates with 5 box. Might have to find that. And we have image dimensions. We have tall, not too very tall. And we have landscape 36, 20. Okay, so it's out of the 100. So yeah, we see how this is not too like thorough just because it's going over meme sizes and stuff like that. But imagine if this was like finance things and tracking stocks, then it would get pretty complicated, which I think is useful, but also like you reap what you sow. Like, the more complicated it is, the more difficult it is. But if you look over here, whoa, this is image size distribution. So I guess the pixel rate. So 200 to 500K. Okay, so they're kind of blurry, but there's some like pristine memes up in here. This one has to be one of the pristine meme ones, right? Oh, so we have our meme template searcher right here. Oh, and it's clean. It doesn't go like all the way down. Like we have like this. This is nice. Mark safe from today. All right, let's test out that random thing. Random meme template. Thank you so much, LMDG32. All right, this is working. It does. Absolute cinema. Let me see. Absolute. Amalachima, like cinema, but Amalachima. Absolute Amalachima. This is perfect. Maybe cinema. This is perfect. All right. Give me a random number, one through 10, and then it's how many times I'll click this random meme template. And we'll generate a couple memes and then leave room for questions, and then we can go ahead and call it a day. I have another workshop later, but call it a day in terms of building this out. Oh, it even tracks 3 memes created. If I refresh it, will this go to 0? It does not. 4? All right. Let's see what we missed. So if I hit random, oh, it create. Oh wow, it saves them. Nice. Okay, we have evil Kermit, but we're skipping it. Oh, this one I love. This one I'm definitely gonna use with my friends. Epic handshake. And the next one is all my homies hate. Okay. And a meme template. Oh, the Drake one. Crazy reference. Oh, look at y'all. Y'all both said 4. That's so funny. All right. Hmm. Okay, maybe let's do like what would be a funny meme? This is maybe I should have it add a feature to just help me think of funny memes based off of context. Hmm. What would be good? I'm blanking here, yo. Is this gonna be correct or is it gonna be backwards? Oh yeah, perfection. All right, one more meme. I'm gonna hit this a couple times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is this gonna be correct or is this gonna be wrong? Wait, this is so funny. I should have made this a thumbnail vibe coder using Claude, using Codex. Wait, I'm totally gonna save this. So this is local right now, so it's not being stored. So if I go ahead and say like restart the server, it should reset just to show like the data thing is not too thorough just yet. Yeah, kill the server. I just want to see if it keeps at 5. If it does and has internal storage, which would be awesome, but since it's localhost and it's connecting to a port, I'm gonna assume no. This time I'll give it some time to load. I trust it. Yeah, 0 memes. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Just one thing to look at. So eventually, if I continue to work on this, then I'll be able to add that, and I could add more memes. I could have AI helping with this, like always has been. Oh my gosh! Wait, there's actually some crazy memes in here. The cat one. I did not know this one or this one. This is so adorable. Okay, wait, we can see a 5 box one. I'm gonna just look through these real quick and find a 4 box one. Okay, that makes sense. 4 box ones. Which one would justify 5 boxes? Hmm. Let me know if y'all see it. I'm really trying to find the 5 boxes ones because they said there was 2%. So that means it's two of them. Okay, ignore that. That was a vocal language. What? Okay, definitely. So some of the popular memes are going both, which is kind of funny. But let's see. 5 boxes. That's why. Okay. Understood. Is there another? There should be one more 5 box. Nope. I might be a little blind. Well, 2%, I guess, out of 100 memes, but let's just go away from these now. Oh, this one. Where's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I get it. I guess 1, 2 would also be 4, 5. Okay, that makes sense. All right, we'll cut it there. Is there any questions anybody has? Anything they would like answered? Any curiosity in the world? I am the guru. I can answer right now. And I just want to say thank you so much for everybody for tuning in. I appreciate everybody's patience. In the last, I hope you had some fun and saw something cool. So, is there any questions or anything for me to show? I'll give about a minute. Of course, Marie. Thank you so much. I appreciate you tuning in. It means a lot. Oh, yeah, ask away. Yeah, okay. So, that's a fantastic, genuinely a fantastic question. Okay, so usually with this, if you're if you have a hacker, right? Here's the thing. If you have a hacker that can get access to your database, that means that your database is deployed on the web. So we're already going to assume that, right? Let's give an example. So you're on the web, you have a database and it's leaked and people are able to mess with it and do all of that, but you want to have a backup. Well, an example of what you could do is use something like AWS. They have like, okay, let's stick to relationship databases, so like SQL. So you have RDS, which is your current database, and then you want to have backups with it. So you can have something called like a reader, which pretty much reads the database to a certain point, has like a commit history, and is then reading that database and stored somewhere else completely privately and secure. So like nobody has access to that unless you specifically open it up. So if you get hacked, you could just delete that database and bring in the backup from that point and then start from there. So that like stored thing is the like short answer TLDR in the cloud. You want to have it online and safe, but with like encryption and a bunch of security on it, because you're gonna have your like production one, which gets used, and if that one messes up, then you have the backup one, which is pretty much production but completely private area. Hopefully, I was able to answer your question. Fantastic question, by the way. That's a genuine like very good thing to look into, and that's why there's even like certifications for Amazon for like solutions architect that specifically trained to handle situations like that. Because it's prone to happen. Not everybody in the world hacks for good, like these competitions. Any more questions? I'll give maybe one more minute, and then I'll go ahead and go to there. Boom. All right, we're looking good. I want to say thank you to everybody so much. I'll go ahead and show myself for the last part. Hello, hello again. I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you have any more questions, feel free. My name is Iro Escobar. I have Iro there, and like if you type like an E after space on LinkedIn, I'll pop up. I also have like just to plug it in if you're curious to reach out to me. It is this. If I can type, I have my own website. Feel free to like go on there and like answer any questions that you may have. Or sorry, ask any questions. Like you can reach out to me there. You'll find me on LinkedIn. If you have any questions, feel free to add me on LinkedIn there. I'd love to have more connections. The goal is 10,000 by the end of the year. So with that, I'll go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you so much for everybody. I really appreciate it. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out in the Discord or anything like that. And MLH employees will be happy to answer. Employees, coaches, that's all it's capital CEO. That's what we focus on. All right. Thank y'all so much. Bye bye.